This just in. A New York Times report says that 5 people close to Biden are saying that Biden is increasingly accepting that he cannot win in November and he may need to drop out of the race. Now, this is a seismic shift in the last 48 hours. I could show you article after article that says Biden says he's staying in the race, and then CNN reported he's reconsidering, and then Fox News reported Democrats were talking to him. ABC News reported Nancy Pelosi went to him privately and said she didn't think he could win in November, and if he runs, that the Democrats may even lose the House. Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, those are the Democratic leaders in the Senate and the House. They have said the same. What's changed in the last 48 hours? What's the shift, right? Like, Biden's been old for years. Let's take a look. Some people in Mr. Biden's camp have told Democratic allies that the president's resolve to stay in the race has been most shaken by 3 developments. 1, the decision by Representative Nancy Pelosi, the former speaker, to weigh in so strongly. 2, new state polls showing that his path to an electoral college victory has grown far more remote. Now, I can actually speak to that. I've seen these polls and they are dismal for Biden. He's losing in almost every swing state. And then 3, the boycott of key party donors. The article goes on to say, and I quote, reality is setting in, and Mr. Biden may make an announcement very soon endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, none of this is for sure, but that's what the article says. Now, I released a video about 3 days ago, and it shows an Ipsos ABC News Washington Post poll that Kamala Harris beats Trump by 2 points. So Kamala Harris was at 42%, Trump was at 40%, and Kamala Harris was ahead of every other Democratic possibility, Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmer, etc. If you have not watched that video, you might want to. I'll put a link at the end of this video and also in the description to make it easy. And you can also subscribe to the channel if you want to be, keep your finger on the pulse. I'll be following the journey to the 2024 election very closely as I interview people every day. So you're going to hear what's happening from your neighbors, not pollsters, pundits, and politicians. All right, which brings me to kind of my big major point here. We keep hearing what the Democratic leadership wants Biden to do. But what do the voters want Biden to do? What do you want Biden to do? So I'm going to give you an inside peek into the minds of voters, right? It looks like Kamala Harris could be the nominee, right? So it also looks like she's potentially beating Trump in the polls. Like, why is that? Okay, those of you who did watch my last video, in the comments I was reading that, you think it's BS, right? Like, you didn't believe the poll. So I want to give you a little taste of what I'm hearing in focus groups so you can understand, straight from the people kind of what their rationale is, right? So here's a 1-minute exchange from a recent focus group. Take a look. So how does that affect who you guys are going to vote for?
At this point, it has to narrow down to the topics more than the candidate.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I'm being honest with you, I honestly think if Biden gets reelected, which, I don't think he's going to make it all 4 years. Because he doesn't look too healthy. But at the same time, I feel like Trump's old too, but we don't know his health either. I mean, he looks okay, right? He doesn't look as old as Biden does, but I just think that they're both old. Like, really old. So either both of them, I don't know if they could make it 4 years.
Let's say he doesn't make it all 4 years. So Kamala would then assume the presidency. How do we feel about that?
She's smart enough to surround herself with smart people.
I have to agree.
Okay.
So, yeah, we talk about Biden. He surrounds him. He's been in politics for 50 years. He knows he needs that team around him, too. So Kamala, like you guys said, would have that team around her to support her. Biden has that too, so I'm not super worried about, it's not encouraging, but.
Okay, why are 42% of voters supporting Kamala Harris? People are telling me, 1, it's because of the topics, or in other words, the policies. They're voting for the policies more than the candidate. 2, it's about the people the president surrounds himself with. And they have faith Biden surrounds himself with competent people, and therefore, Vice President Kamala Harris would inherit that team. As always, these videos are not my personal opinions. I am giving you what I'm learning real time as I interview people around the country. This is really what's in the minds and the hearts of the voters. I plan to cover Donald Trump and the Republican side just as much. So if you like these videos, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I think at the time I'm recording this, we are at 287 subscribers for the channel, and we would really love to get to 1,000, and those two things, liking the video and subscribing, really help the algorithm. So anything you can do to help us out would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, I'm Elizabeth Jaros.